Hello and welcome to Morehouse's Math Menagerie, where outliers are always welcome. Today we're going to talk about to pair or not to pair. That is the question. As we have started to explore data sets that are both independent to samples for a means, and also data sets that are to sample but it's paired data, it becomes important that we're able to distinguish the two scenarios. So today we're going to run through several scenarios and just determine if we should pair the data or keep it as an independent to-sample procedure. A new preparation program is designed to help students maximize their scores on the AP Calculus exam. Students take a pre-test prior to completing the program and a post-test after completing the program. Scores from the pre-test and post-test will be compared. Now, whenever we see pre-test and post-test, that means that the same student is taking both of these tests. Therefore, the scores are not independent. So this would be a paired data. We would take the difference in their pre-test and post-test scores for the analysis. Mr. Barnes compares his students' scores on the quarter 2 exam to Mr. Morehouse's students' scores. Well, here, these are two separate groups of students. There would not be a reasonable way to pair them, and they are independent from each other since they have two different teachers, so we would go with an independent to-sample procedure. The Army is investigating the impact of basic training on soldiers. One aspect of this investigation is comparing the weight of new recruits with their weight after completing basic training. Now, this is a before and after. They don't use the word before, but the weight of new recruits when they first recruit them is the before, and then after basic training would be the after. Before and after data is almost always paired because it comes from the same individual. So this would be paired data. A business school, I don't know what's wrong with my grammar there, sorry about that. A business school is collecting data on graduates from its program and comparing the graduate's income at 5 years after graduation to graduates' income 10 years after graduation. Now, this isn't a before and after or a pre-test, post-test situation, but they are comparing income for graduates at two separate times. So we would use paired data, since the income at 5 and at 10 years would come from the same individuals. The famous mathematician Bobblehead Company has two production facilities, one in Boise and one in Twin Falls. They want to compare the mean number of bobbleheads produced each day at the two facilities. Now, these are two separate locations worked at with two separate sets of employees, so this would be independent, not paired. A psychologist is interested in the sleeping habits of married couples. He collects data from a large number of couples and compares the duration of sleep in hours for husbands and wives. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because it is different people. However, they're sleeping in the same beds under the same conditions as husbands and wives. So we would probably pair this and look at the difference in sleeping between husbands and wives' times. So this would be paired data. Mr. Morehouse compares the quarter 2 exam scores for students who watched at least half of the daily videos to students who watched less than half of the daily videos. Well, this is going to be independent since it's two separate groups of students, the ones that did watch at least half and the ones that did not. So independent procedure. Mr. Barnes wants to compare students' first quarter and second quarter exam scores. Well, since it's the same students who took the first and second quarter test, it would not be independent samples, so we would pair the data and look at the differences in their scores. So this would be a paired procedure. I hope you found running through these scenarios helpful. I'll leave you with this quote by Jim Rome. Have a great day.